Hi everyone, welcome back. So, as you already know, that we have started part number 3 for the preparation of Einbergrung test. We are already done with part number 1 and part number 2. And part number 1 was about German history and the current scenario of Germany, current situation of Germany, containing 4 videos. And then the part 2 was about German democratic system and election system, and this part was consisted of 2 videos. Now we have started the third part, which is about German laws, basic human rights, and German institutions. We have already uh, covered one video which included 30 questions, starting from question number 1 till 30. So today we are starting video number 2 for topic number 3 about German laws and institutions. So let's start the video. Before that, I will ask you, if you are new on our channel, kindly don't forget to subscribe our channel, like our videos, and share in your friend circle as well. So let's start the first question for today. So first question is, was ist mit dem deutsche Grundgesetz vereinbar? Grundgesetz, we already know the basic German constitution or basic German law. So they are asking, what is vereinbar mean, compatible or is in accordance with. So they are asking what exactly is compatible with German basic law. Which one of the following? The Prügelstrafe is punishment. So Prügelstrafe mean corporal punishment or some physical punishment. Actually, it is not written in German law. The Folter means torture, to keep someone in custody, or torture, better to say, to torture somebody. The third one is Tode is to die, to death. So death sentence or death penalty, it is also not written in German law. The only punishment, or you can say the only Strafe which is written in German law or compatible with German law, is about the Geldstrafe, fine. It can be of any kind. If you have done some traffic violation or some other violations, then you will get a fine. So the Geldstrafe, maybe already many of you know that or maybe they have become already some these kind of fines while driving or due to some other matters. So they already know that Geldstrafe or the fine is compatible or is being written, you can say, in basic German constitution. Our next question is, eine Partei im Deutschen Bundestag will die Pressefreiheit abschaffen. There is a party in German parliament which try to abschaffen mean demolish, yeah, you can say it, remove, to eliminate the freedom of press, Pressefreiheit. Is this möglich? Is it possible that any party, eine Partei, any party or any person even can demolish or can remove the freedom of press in Germany? This we have already seen in the last video. In Germany, we have 3 state authorities that were related to judicial, executive authority, and then legislative authority. Even media or press was not under any of those authorities. So media is free actually. So even no party, it is not possible. So but we can see the options. Abschaffen mean to remove, to abolish, to demolish. So ist es possible? Ja, wenn mehr als die Hälfte der Abgeordnete im Bundestag dafür sind. They are saying yes, it's possible when more than the half of the representative in German parliament are agreeing on that, or they are dafür sind, they are for that. This option is not correct. It is never allowed. 9 should be correct. Ja, aber dazu müssen 2/3 die Abgeordnete im Bundestag dafür sein. They are saying yeah, it's possible, but 2/3 majority of representative in German parliament should be in favor of that. This option is also not correct. 9. Then the Pressefreiheit ist ein Grundrecht. The the freedom of media, freedom of press is a basic right, as your Meinungsfreiheit, your freedom of expression, Religionfreiheit, your freedom of your religion. So media freedom, press freedom is also one of them. Sie kann nicht abgeschafft werden. It can never be demolished. It can never be removed. So this option is correct. 9. Then nur die Bundesrat kann die Pressefreiheit. This option is also not correct. 9 is fine, but they are saying only Bundesrat or the upper house, legislative house, kann die Pressefreiheit abschaffen. Only Bundesrat, not the Bundestag, but Bundesrat, the upper house. Only they can remove or they can eliminate or abolish the media, freedom of media. No, nobody can abolish. So only third option is correct. Our next question is Meinungsfreiheit in Deutschland heißt Freedom of Expression. Meinungsfreiheit in Germany heißt, what does it mean? Das ich auf Flugblättern falsche Tatsachen behaupten darf. That Flugblättern mean leaflets. So like Meinungsfreiheit, freedom of expression means that on leaflets falsche Tatsachen, Tatsachen are facts, data, some information that I can write falsche Tatsachen, false data behaupten darf. To claim, to suggest, to the claim is the better word for that. To try to prove someone guilty, like you can take like this. So they are saying that freedom of expression mean you can write some you can write or you can give some false facts and data about some institute or about somebody, anybody, on leaflets. You can print them. It never means that it is mining for high height. If you are publishing the false data against someone, that maybe he can or she can sue you. You like it's quite possible. So it is not the meaning of Meinungsfreiheit or freedom of expression that you are publishing or you are printing the false data. Then you are actually claiming something which is wrong, and even you are trying like as you already seen, the human dignity or mentioned would they is above all in Germany, even anywhere in the world. So then if you are drafting or if you are claiming something wrong against someone, that then it's not Meinungsfreiheit. Meinung in Leserbrief aussehen kann, that I can laser brief like letter to the editor, letter to editorial, you can say in some magazine, some newspaper, that I can give my opinion in laser brief. In letter to editor, aussehen is to express, to utter, that I can express my opinion in a letter to editor. This option looks correct. This I will not take the name of this community. So this symbolic Dragondarf, that I can wear their symbol, I can I can wear their dress. This option is also not correct. It is not mining Freiheit. Meine Meinung sagen darf. I can say my opinion. I can give my opinion so lange as long as the Regierung nicht widerspreche. Widerspreche is to disagree, to object against something. So they are saying that Meinung sagen darf, that I can give my opinion as long as I am not speaking against the government policies. I am not criticizing the government. But in Germany or even any democratic state, actually you can criticize the government. It is your Meinungsfreiheit. But here they are saying Meinungsfreiheit mean like you can give your opinion as long as you are not criticizing the government. As you criticize the government, it is not Meinungsfreiheit. So this option is also not correct. Meinungsfreiheit mean you can also criticize the government. So the only correct option is I can give my personal opinion in laser brief and in the letter to editor, and this option is correct. Let's move to the next question. Our next question is, wann ist die Meinungsfreiheit in Deutschland eingeschränkt? Einschränken mean to limit, to restrict. So when your freedom of expression in Germany can be limited, can be restricted, you are forced to not to speak, or you are you will get a notice or something like this. Your freedom of expression is being limited when it really happens. Bei der öffentliche Verbreitung falscher Behauptungen über einzelne Personen. If I am like öffentlich is publicly, Verbreitung mean to spread, to distribute falscher Behauptungen. False allegations. Behaupten is to allegate falscher Behauptungen über den einzelnen Person. If I am publicly distributing or spreading some false allegations, or I'm like allegating somebody or imposing some false allegations, spreading some, distributing some false allegations, totally wrong data against some person, über einzelne Personen, then my freedom of expression can be limited. I can get a notice from the local community and even from the court. So because the human dignity is above all. So if you are spreading some false data against some person, then you are playing against his human dignity, against his self-respect. So then your Meinungsfreiheit can be restricted. By Meinungen Ausschreibungen über die Bundesregierung, they are saying that Meinung Ausschreibungen mean if you give your expression, if you give your opinion over the government, then your freedom of expression can be restricted. This option is not correct. You can give your opinion either positive or negative on the government. It is in any democratic state you are free for that. By discussion over religion, if you want to discuss something over religions, then it will also not restrict your or limit your freedom of expression. So this option is also not correct. You can discuss over religions. By creating start, if I criticize a government, if I criticize the state, then my Freiheit will be restricted or limited. This option is also not correct. You can criticize as well. The only correct option is if you are publicly spreading or distributing some false allegations against a person and they are wrong for sure, falsche Behauptungen, false allegations, then your Meinungsfreiheit can be restricted. Let's move to the next question. Was verbietet das deutsche Grundgesetz? Verbieten is to prohibit, to ban, to forbid. What is not being written, you can say, in German basic law, or what is forbidden, or what is prohibited in German Grundgesetz, basic constitution. Militärdienst, military service, it is not forbidden or not banned in German basic law. Anybody can join the military services. Zwangsarbeit, forced labor. If you are forced for some particular work and you are not willing to do that, then it is against the German law. Nobody can pressurize you to do a work which you are not willing to do. So Zwangsarbeit, Zwang means to force. So Zwangsarbeit is against or is forbidden, is forbidden, is banned in German basic law or Grundgesetz. Freie Berufswahl, free choice of profession, it is not banned in German law. Anybody is free to choose the profession which they want. Berufswahl is to mean to choose the profession, free choice of profession. It is written, it is your right. Arbeit im Ausland, if you want to work abroad, if you want to work outside Germany, it is also allowed. It is not banned or not allowed in German law. This option is not correct. It is allowed. The only thing which is banned or which is being forbidden in basic German law is Zwangsarbeit, forced labor. Let's move to the next question. Die deutsche Gesetze verbieten. German law verbieten, bans, prohibits or forbids what? Meinungsfreiheit, die Einwohnerinnen, like it bans the freedom of expression of the male and female people living in Germany. People living in Germany overall, either male or female or third gender. No, actually it gives you basic right. Meinungsfreiheit is your basic right as per law. Petitionen, the Bürgerinnen, if you want to launch some petition, if you want to write some petition against some institute, then it is also your right. It is not banned or forbidden in German law. Versammlungsfreiheit, Einwohnerinnen, that freedom of Versammlung mean assembly, a large gathering of Einwohnerinnen, the large gatherings or the meetings of citizens, the freedom of meeting, the freedom of parties, something like this. They are saying that it is forbidden, it is not allowed. Forbidden actually originates, or forbidden originates from forbidden. So they are saying that what is forbidden in German law, that you cannot make a get together. We know we can do a get together in Germany. So this option is also not correct. Ungleichbehandlung, unequal treatment. Unequal Behandlung means treatment to handle. The Bürger und Bürgerinnen then start. If state is not considering all the citizens as equal, then it is not allowed as per German law. It is wrong. It is banned that you are treating some citizens in a different way and some citizens in a different way. Ungleichbare Behandlung, unequal treatment, either based on culture or their color, their religion, or whatever it is. It is not allowed. It is totally banned and forbidden in German law that you are treating some citizens in a different way, unequal treatment. So it is forbidden or not allowed in German law. Let's move to the next question. Our next question is, welche Grundrecht ist in Artikel 1 des Grundgesetzes der Bundesrepublik of Deutschland garantiert? Which of the following basic right in Article number 1, the first article of Grundgesetz, basic German Constitution, Verfassung der Bundesrepublik of Deutschland garantiert, which is guaranteed in Article number 1? Look, the unantastbarkeit they mentioned would the rest of Leben, the dignity of the untouchable dignity of human being, self-respect is the basic rest of Leben. Yeah, your right to live, you are free to live. Religion Freiheit, freedom of religion. Meinung Freiheit, freedom of expression. Actually, they all are your Grundrechts. All are their basic rights, but they are asking specifically about Article number 1. This you have to learn by heart, auswendig lernen. Like you have to remember, because above all, article number 1 top. Above all, the human dignity, the self-respect is the most important thing anywhere in the world. Unantastbarkeit, untouchability. Tastbarkeit is touchable, unantastbarkeit untouchable. Mention with this human dignity. Human dignity is inviolable. It is not violable. You cannot, like self-esteem or self-respect of any person is being protected by the government, by the basic law. Inviolable. So human dignity mentioned with the human dignity is unantastbarkeit, is untouchable, inviolable. So this option, article number 1, actually protect the self-esteem or self-respect of any person. Other three options would be correct as well. They are your basic rights, but article number 1, actually it's fixed. You cannot do anything. It is not logical something, or that you think that you can, there will be some calculation or something that you can understand it. It's some, the laws are fixed. They are being written. So you cannot put any logic behind that. If article number, but just you can put, like you can remember, like with this logic, that if it is 1, then the basic right is about human, if self-esteem is there, human dignity is there, human respect is there, everything's come under it. So on the top priority we have mentioned what the human dignity. Let's move to the next question. Was versteht man unter dem Recht die Freizügigkeit in Deutschland? Freizügigkeit means freedom of movement. So you can see that Freizügigkeit, you can freely move anywhere. Just note down, this term is very critical in this option. Freizügigkeit, freedom of movement, or you can move anywhere. What can one understand versteht unter dem Recht, under the law known as Freizügigkeit? Freedom, Süßigkeit is to move, free movement in Germany. Man darf sich seinen Wohnort selbst aussuchen. Aussuchen mean to choose, to select. So Freizügigkeit mean you have to, actually this is again as article number 1, this is Freizügigkeit. You have to remember, maybe all options could be correct, not correct, but could be very tricky, but you have to learn it by heart. You are allowed to search, you have to allow to choose your Wohnort, where you want to live in Germany. It's free movement, where you want to live in Germany, in which state, in which city, where you have found your work, or you think that you can, that your lifestyle could be better over there. So you are allowed. Man darf sich seinen Wohnort, like where he or she wants to live, selbst aussuchen, can choose the living place himself or herself. This option is correct. Man kann seinen Beruf wechseln. You can change your profession. This is also allowed in Germany. It is your basic right, but it never comes under Freizügigkeit. Man darf sich für eine andere Religion entscheiden. It is also your right, basic, one of the basic rights, but again not under the term of Freizügigkeit. Man darf sich in der öffentliche nur leicht bekleidet bewegen. Öffentlich is publicly. You are allowed publicly that you can nur leicht, like light dress, bekleidet. Bekleidung, it is like it originates from Bekleidung or Bekleiden. So to dress, so you can dress light, you can wear light dresses. Bewegen is to move in publicly. You can move with light dresses, with like with normal dresses or light dresses. So you can also do this. It is your right as well. It's not a big deal. But the term Freizügigkeit mean you are free to move. So what does, like you can actually you can learn, you can remember this by the logic that Freizügigkeit, freedom to move, then I can move in any city. Wohnort, I can choose my Wohnort, my city, my place, myself. So this option could be correct. Other three are also correct, are your basic right, but Freizügigkeit is about Wohnort self also. You can choose your living place yourself. As in article number 1, we have seen that it's about mention with the human dignity. So same the term Freizügigkeit. Actually these are the technical terms, political terms, or constitutional terms. You can, like you have to anyhow, those who are studying the law, they understand it, that they have to learn it by heart. So This option is correct. Our next question is Gewerkschaften sind Interesseverbände. Those of you who are working in some companies, they know there are some Betriebsrats or union or work councils. Gewerkschaften means unions or work council. Actually, they are there to protect the basic rights of workers, employees, male or female or whatever they are, third gender. Like so we have union councils, we have Betriebsrat, worker unions or labor unions in companies. Sind Interesseverbände, they are asking, they are the association of interested groups. Some people, Verband is group, interested group. So what does Gewerkschaften, they are asking about that. It's a group for Jugendlichen, for the young people. Arbeitnehmer und Arbeitnehmerin, actually it is for the basic rights of Arbeitnehmer und Arbeitnehmerin, those you and me who are working, Arbeitnehmerin, who are employees, who are working in some company. So Gewerkschaften are for their basic rights, like their Urlaubs, their monthly income is as per standard or as per qualification. So normally they negotiate with the company and ask them to give the basic rights to the employees. So Betriebsrat or work councils are for Arbeitnehmer. Renter und Renterinnen, renter is old age people who are retired, so it is not for renterinnen, even not for your employer, your owner of your company or your company, Arbeitgeberin. It is for Arbeitnehmer, for employees, particularly for employees, this work council or labor unions. Our next question is sorry, when vertreten die Gewerkschaften in Deutschland? Like you can say again the term for Gewerkschaften, so vertreten mean to represent. Actually who these trade unions or you can say these work councils represent in Germany? Große Unternehmer, the big groups, big companies, kleine Unternehmer, small companies, selbstständige means independent, you can say Berufsverein or freelancers, or Arbeitnehmer und Arbeitnehmerinnen. In this we have already seen that work councils or Betriebsrats or labor union are for Arbeitnehmer. They are not for big or small companies or some independent who are working as Freiberufler, as freelancer. They are typically for Arbeitnehmer, employees who are working in a company. Let's move to the next question. Was bedeutet in Deutschland der Grundsatz der Gleichbehandlung? There is a term, as we have seen, that in Germany we have a term which is used for Gleichbehandlung, like equal treatment of every citizen. So what does this term mean? Niemand darf zum Beispiel wegen einer Behinderung benachteiligt werden. Nobody, because of Behinderung, because of some disability. Behinderung is some disability, either physical or you can say either mental disability. Benachteiligen, to disadvantage. Nobody will be disadvantaged. Like it will, if somebody is paralyzed or disabled, some physical or mental disability, it would not be a reason for his or her disadvantage that he is not able to get a job or the basic rights. So this term means Gleichbehandlung, that everybody will be treated equally. Man darf andere Personen benachteiligen. Man can against a person can do something against him, can go against him, wenn ausreichende persönliche Grund hierfür vorliegen. When ausreichende means sufficient, persönlich mean personal, Gründe mean ground, herefore vorliegen. When for this one can do something against another person. Man darf andere Personen benachteiligen. One can discriminate against the other person, the better to say. When ausreichende persönliche, when there are sufficient personal ground, personal reasons here for this particular vorliegen mean to exist. Like one can discriminate against the other when there are sufficient reason for that. For example, he or she has done wrong against him or her, but still, or it is not that it is not allowed that you are discriminating against a person, like if you have the sufficient personal reason for doing so. If you have some problems, you can go to court, but it is not allowed that one may discriminate against other persons if there are sufficient personal reason for doing so. Still, it is not allowed. Niemand darf gegen Personen klagen, wenn sie benachteiligt wird. So, like no one is allowed to take legal action against people if they have been disadvantaged. If anyone is being disadvantaged, anyone is being, you can say, discriminated because of any reason, niemand darf gegen Personen klagen, then he or she cannot complain when sie benachteiligt wurden. If someone is discriminated because of any reason, then he is not allowed that he cannot go to the court or complain that he is being discriminated. It is allowed. He can go to the court, he can go to the local community and tell them that he is being discriminated only because of something, some religion or something else, some because of some behinderung, some disability. So he can complain. They are saying he or she cannot complain when he or she is being discriminated. Es ist für alle Gesetz benachteiligten Gruppen jährlich Geld zu spenden. That it is a basic law for all that you have to Geld zu spenden, you have to spend or you have to give charity, you can say. You have to give some charity against benachteiligten Gruppen. Those discriminated groups, those groups which are disadvantaged because of any reason, can be ethnic minorities, can be resident of, you can say, rural areas, poor areas, people with disabilities, then you have to give some yardish every year. Everyone has to give some money for their prosperity for them. No, this option is not also not correct. It's the duty of the government. They will favor, they will give them extra favor to those people who are disadvantaged, who can be discriminated. So this option is also not correct. Simple Gleichbehandlung as per these option is that no one will be disadvantaged or discriminated because of his disability. The other option, like you can go against a person yourself, for example, then when you have a reason for that, you can disadvantage him. Like you either you can hit him or you can give him a personal loss. So this option is also not correct. And like you cannot complain against some discrimination if you are being discriminated. You can, this option is also not correct. And you have to give some money to those particular groups. You don't need to spend any money, government will take care of them. So only the first option you see is correct. So let's move to the next question. Our next question is: Sie haben in Deutschland absichtlich einen Brief geöffnet, der an eine andere Person adressiert ist. In Germany, you have opened a letter, Brief geöffnet. Absichtlich is deliberately, intentionally, not unintentionally. You have opened a brief deliberately. So and it was being written, or some other person was addressed in it. It was for some other person, der an eine andere Person adressiert ist. Was haben Sie nicht beachtet? So what you have not take care of, what you have not paid attention to. Thus Schweigerecht, Schweige mean to silent, to keep secret. Like this is not a silent. You are right to be silent. You have to like keep quiet. It is Schweige is the term used for that. It is not that right. Briefgeheimnis, as the name suggests. The brief letter Geheimnis, secrecy. So actually you have what you have not taken care of. You have, like, maybe you are against some basic right, which is brief geheimnis. That is like the secrecy, or you can say the secrecy of any letter. So it is the right which you have not taken care of. It is not about Schweigerecht or Schweigepflicht, that right, confidentiality, you can say. This term is also used for that. Schweigepflicht, about some secrecy. Meinungsfreiheit, anyhow it is not Meinungsfreiheit or freedom of expression. Actually there is a technical term for that, which is Briefgeheimnis. Maybe other options are correct when you interpret them. Right to, like, right to silence, Schweigerecht, right to silence. Schweigepflicht, duty of confidentiality, your responsibility to keep something confidential. But it is about some other thing, like when you work in a company, then when you sign some Datenschutz, data protection, or Schweigepflicht, like duty of confidentiality. Then Schweigerecht is also related to you have to be silent on some matters. Schweigerecht is like that. It is is also about some when you are doing some contract with somebody. These terms are related to those events. Meinung Freiheit. So anyhow, opening the letter has nothing to take with Meinung Freiheit. As the name suggests, brief. So brief. So brief Geheimnis. Actually, what you have placed is there's a what you have breached is a code of conduct or is a basic law which is brief Geheimnis, secrecy of correspondence you can say, or secrecy of any letter. So this answer is correct. Let's go move to the next question. Eine Frau, die eine 2-jährige Kind hat, bewirbt sich in Deutschland eine Stelle. There is a lady who has a child 2-year-old. Bewerben is to apply for a job. Bewirbt sich, she applies in Deutschland eine Stelle for a job. Was ist ein Beispiel für Diskriminierung? Which one of the following is an example of discrimination, that she is being discriminated? Sie bekommt die Stelle nur deshalb nicht, she does not get a job because kein English spricht. It is not discrimination. If English was a requirement for that job, then she should speak. So it is not a discrimination. So hohe Gehaltsvorstellung hat, she has a high salary expectation. Gehalt is your income. Vorstellung is to give introduction. This term is your salary expectation. So if her salary expectations are too high and company cannot pay it, it's also not a discrimination. Keine Erfahrung in diesem Beruf hat, it's also more about the skills. It is not a discrimination. If that job position is demanding some experience, like say 2 or 3 years, and she has no experience or lesser experience, then it is not a discrimination. Motorist, like this option is a discrimination. She is not like she can speak good English, and salary expectation are also as per the company policy, and her experience is also the same or is meeting the requirements of the job position. This all is fine, but she has not got the job because she is a mother. Then this is a discrimination, that boss is thinking, the company is thinking that she will not be able to fulfill her task in time. So this is a discrimination, that only because she is mother, as she hasn't got a job. So discrimination is she is a mother. Äh, sorry, ein Mann im Rollstuhl hat sich auf eine Stelle als Buchhalter beworben. There is a person who sits on a wheelchair. He's disabled, who is paralyzed, so he applies for a position of Buchhalter is accountant. He applies for a position of accountant in any company. Was ist ein Beispiel für Diskriminierung? What is the example of discrimination? Er bekommt diese Stelle nur deshalb nicht. He does not get the job. He has not got the job because im Rollstuhl sits. Because he is a disabled person. So he's a disabled person, and that's why he hasn't got a job. So this is a pure example of discrimination. Because in Germany or in everywhere, you should give a job to those people, like if they are meeting the requirements, if they are fine enough, or if they are qualified enough to get the job, then only because of that they are disabled, they are sitting on a wheelchair, he or she is sitting on a wheelchair, you are not giving the job, it's a discrimination. Keine Erfahrung hat, he doesn't have that experience, he has not that experience which is required, it is not a discrimination. And even his salary expectation is too high, then he is not getting a job because of that, it's also not a discrimination. We have already seen this. Kein English spricht, he cannot speak English. This option is also not correct. It is not a discrimination. The only discrimination over here is that he is not getting a job because he is disabled person. Our next question is: Zwei Freunde wollen in ein öffentliches Schwimmbad in Deutschland. And there are two friends who are willing to go in a public swimming pool in Germany. Beide haben eine dunkle Hautfarbe. They both have dark colors. Their complexions are dark. They both have dark skins and werden deshalb nicht eingelassen. And that's why they are not allowed to enter in the swimming pool. Einlassen is a term used for that, to allow somebody to come in. Welches Recht wird in dieser Situation verletzt? Which rule is being violated? Verletzung is to injury, verletzt is to injured, but you can say which right actually is being violated here? Your basic right. Das Recht auf Meinungsfreiheit, freedom of expression? No. Gleichbehandlung. like you should be, every citizen should be treated equally. So just because of their dark colors, they are not being allowed to enter in a swimming pool. So what, which basic law is violated? uh, Equal treatment of the citizens. Versammlung, Freiheit, freedom of some assembly, some gatherings, or Freizügigkeit, freedom of movement, these are not being violated. Only because of their color, they are not allowed. You can say racism or racism, they are not allowed to enter in swimming pool. So it's a Gleichbehandlung, and this option is correct. So let's move to the next question. Our next question is: Ein Mann mit dunkel Hauptfarbe bewirbt sich eine Stelle als Kellner in einem Restaurant in Deutschland. There is a person, there is a man, like his complexion or his skin color is dark, and he applies for a job position in Germany in a restaurant as a waiter. Kellner is waiter. Was ist ein Beispiel für Diskriminierung? What is an example of discrimination? He hasn't got a job because of the following reason. Seine deutsche Kenntnisse zu gering sind. Gering mean minor, slight or less. So his German knowledge, Deutsch Kenntnisse, is very limited. Like, it is not a discrimination. If the German is requirement for that job, then he should have that skill. Er so hohe for Gehaltsvorstellung hat, his salary expectations are too high. This option is not a discrimination. Er eine dunkel Haut hat. His skin color is dark. Only because of that, if he is not getting the job, it is a discrimination. Er keine Erfahrung im Beruf hat. He does not have any prior experience. Then it's also not a discrimination. It is a requirement of job. Only because if he has all the skills, but because of his color, he is not allowed to get a job to start the position, then it is a discrimination. Let's move to the next question. Womit kann man in der Bundesrepublik of Deutschland geehrt werden, wenn man auf politischen, wirtschaftlichen, kulturellem, geistigen oder sozialem Gebiet eine besondere Leistung erbracht hat? With word man can be, in Germany man can be gehren is to honor. Ehren, it is from ehren to honor. With word with which thing man would be honored in Germany, when he or she, or like from any gender, in politician, in political, Wirtschaftlichem in economics, or Kulturam, or in some cultural activities, you can say, or in Geistigen mean spiritual or some religious, or Socialem, or in social areas, for social activities, eine besondere Leistung erbracht hat. Erbrachen mean to perform, to do something, to perform something. So if he or she, or any German national, or any German citizen, or any, even any person, maybe he or she is not a citizen, any person in Germany has performed something quite amazing in politics, in economics, in sense of cultures, or some spirituality, or some religious stuff even, you can say, or some social activities. So he will be awarded with some honor, Ehren, to be honored. So with what? Bundesverdienstkreuz. So that means Bundes means federal, Verdienst means merit, or to earn. Verdienen is to earn, to merit, and Kreuz is cross. So this is a typical term. He will be given, maybe the country from which you belong, there will be some medal or some honors for social activities, some civil awards, some military awards, different awards we have in every country. So in Germany, if somebody perform extraordinary in political terms, in economical terms, cultural or social activities, then he or she will be awarded Bundesverdienstkreuz, which is a German or federal cross of merit. Kreuz is cross, Verdienst is merit. So you can also Google this term, like this is an honor. So Bundesadler, like he or she will get, the person will get, Adler is, we have seen the national emblem for Germany is Adler, eagle. He will get a German Fedler eagle, or Federlandliche Verdienstorden. Orden mean medal, so he will get some Fatherlandischen order, fatherland medal, or merit medal, or performance medal for fatherland, or Ehrentitel. He will get a title, held the Deutschen Demokratische Republik. Held is hero. So he will be honored with the title hero of Deutsche Demokratische Republik of East Germany. These all options are not correct. Only correct option is Bundesverdienstkreuz. If you like translate it, you can say it Federal Cross of Merit. Medal of for Federal Cross. Cross is cross actually. It is not Bundesadler, even it is not Vaterländische Verdienstorden, it is not the title. Anyhow, this option could not be correct because it is for Germany, not and DDR exists doesn't exist anymore. So this option is anyhow DDR is not correct. Even our country is a Mutterländische, not Vaterländische. It's a typical term. So this option is also not correct. Normally, any country we compare it with our mother. So, Mutterländische. Then only competition is between Bundesadler or Verdienstkreuz. So this is the biggest name. So this option is correct. And logically as well, if you Google it, you can also see like how they honor it. So this option is correct. Our next question is: Eine Frau in Deutschland verliert ihre Arbeit. In Germany, verlieren ist zu los. So there is a lady. She has lost her Arbeit, like layoff because of job is gone. Was darf nicht der Grund für diese Entlassung sein? What should not be a reason for her dismissal? Entlassung is dismissal or layoff. What could among the followings, what could not be actually a reason for her dismissal? Die Frau ist lange krank und arbeitsunfähig. The lady is sick since a long time and arbeitsunfähig, unable to work. Unfähig, unable, and she is unable to work. So it is this option. This option is like it could be it should be a reason. It is a reason if you are being fired because you are ill since a long time and you are not contributing anything and you are not able to work in near future. Then this can be a reason. Die Frau kam oft zu spät zur Arbeit, and the lady she comes very late to the work. Like the work starts, there is a fixed time, but she comes very late. So this can be a reason that your employer is not happy with you and he or she can fire you. Die Frau erledigt Privatsachen während des Arbeitszeit. That erledigen mean to finish, to handle. So she actually handles or she finishes or she covers the Privatsachen, private things, while the Arbeitszeit. During the office works, she is doing her own stuff, maybe doing her own business or some other things, and she is finishing her own tasks which are not related to the actual work, not to the company, but her own task. So this could be the reason actually, like for like this could be a reason. Here they are asking what should not be a reason. This all three could be a reason that you can be fired from a company. Die Frau bekommt ein Kind und ihr Chef weiß das. This should not be a reason. That the lady is a mother now. She gets a kid, and chef or boss know this, and then he or she makes the reason that now you are a mother, and and then she is being laid off or dismissed. So this should not be option. In Germany we have even Mutterschutz for that. We have Elternzeit for that. If you are a parent, then you can take Eltern leaves. Some Mutterschutz is also there. So this should not be a reason. Actually it's a wrong reason for her dismissal. The other three reasons could be correct. They're about her technical skills or some management skills, that's fine, but the only reason that she is being dismissed because she's a mother now, and her boss came to know about this. So and he or she makes the reason for that and dismiss her. This option is not correct, or in this sense this option is, in this question this option is correct. This should not be a reason. Actually she has Mutterschutz, she has Elternzeit, so this should not be a reason to dismiss her. Let's move to the next question. Was kann ich in Deutschland machen, wenn mein Arbeitgeber meine Arbeitgeberin zu Unrecht gekündigt hat? What should I do in Germany when my employer, my company has kündigen mean to terminate, to dismissal. Unrecht, unlawfully, without, wrongfully you can say. Rest is correct, unrest incorrect, or incorrect you can say, or better is wrongfully. So kundigan is to dismiss, and gekundig, like if your employer has dismissed you wrongfully without, normally we have a Kündigungsfrist in Germany, like you have a notice period, Kündigungsfrist, but your employer, your company has dismissed you wrong, totally wrong, in a illogical or illegal manner, then what should I do? Weiterarbeiten und Freundschaft zum Chef sein. I carry on to work over there, and I should be very friendly to my boss. No, they have fired you. You cannot work there anymore. Eine Mahnverfahren gegen die Arbeitgeber, gegen die Arbeitgeberin führen. Okay, actually Mahnverfahren mean you conduct the proceeding or some notice, like it is conduct during proceedings against the employer. You, like you do something by your own against the Arbeitgeber, against your company. Mahnverfahren, like if for like I will give you an example in this way, that they have fired you. You actually, in your contract there was a clause that there will be a Kündigungsfrist, for example for 2 weeks or 3 months, for example, but they fired you, mm, illegally. What should you do? So, like you take some Mahnverfahren, you can say some default action, and you take action against them. You can take it like this against them. This is option is also not correct. Kündigungsschutzklage erheben. In every contract you have a Kündigungsschutz. You have a actually you have a protection against illegal dismissal. Kündigungsschutzklage. Klage is complaint, and Kündigungsschutz your dismissal protection. So you should erheben means to raise, to lodge a complaint. Actually, you have to lodge a complaint. Klage is complaint. Kündigungsschutz, you can file a complaint against your illegal dismissal. You have a Kündigungsschutz. You have a protection for your dismissal. 3 months or some. There should be a reason. There is a clause in your contract. You are legally protected for the Kündigungsfrist. So this is the legal way. It is not the legal way that you take the action against them by your own. Mahnverfahren, some proceedings you start by your own. No, there is a Kündigungsschutzklage. There is a Kündigungsschutz clause in your, and you can klage, you can complain, you can raise that complaint through a lawyer. You can go to your lawyer and ask. This option is correct. They are Arbeitgeberin by their Polizeianzeigen, that I take my employer or my company boss to the police and complain against them. This option is also not correct. You simply have Kündigungsschutz. Just go to your lawyer, discuss with him or her, and raise the complaint against your employer that you have a Kündigungsschutz and you have been dismissed illegally, unberechtigt. So this option is correct. So let's move to the next question. Our next question is, welche Organisation in einer Firma hilft den Arbeitnehmer und Arbeitnehmerin bei Problemen mit dem Arbeitgeberin? Which is a organization in any company which help the employees, the working employees over there, if they have problem against the company, against their employer or management. So we have already seen that this is a technical term which is known as Betriebsrat, Work Council, Gewerkschaften. We have seen this question already a few questions back. So actually they fight for the right of an employee, for their basic rights. Betriebsprüfer or Betriebsprüferin, like company auditor or company prüfer is Betrieb editor is company auditor, or which do, like who does audits. This option is not correct. Betrieb group pe some operational group, Betrieb management some planning management. Actually these two, if you interpret them, if you see the context, maybe this could be the name, but there is a technical name. Maybe many of you are already familiar or aware with this name, which is Betriebsrat, Work Council. So Work Council helps you if you have some problem with your employer. Our next question is, again in Deutschland zum Arbeitsgericht. You go to the labor court. In Germany we have a different courts. Gericht is court, Arbeits is work. So work court or labor court, we have the court for the basic rights of laborers. So when would you go to the labor court? Falsche Kostenabrechnung. If you get some incorrect Nebenkosten, if you are living in a house, there is a basic rent, and then you have some charges for your Nebenkosten, like Strom, electricity, we say, and then water and other things. So it is Nebenkosten. If you get a wrong Nebenkosten or extra utility charges, then Arbeitgericht is not for that. Either you should contact your house master or somebody else, maybe some management of your building. This option is not correct. ungerechtfertigter Kündigung durch Herrn Chefin. If unfair, ungerechtfertiger, unfair, illegal Kündigung, dismissal. If your boss has dismissed you illegally without taking care of your Kündigungsschutz, then this is the time you should go to the Arbeitgericht. And this we have already seen 2 questions back, that then you can complain, klage against them through a court or your lawyer. Problem with them Nachbar or Nachbarin, and if you have problem with your neighbors, then Arbeitsgericht is not for that. You can again talk to your housemaster. Schwierigkeiten nach einem Verkehrsunfall. If you have difficulties, Schwierigkeiten is difficulties after a Verkehrsunfall, traffic accident, then you should go to Arbeitgericht. This option is also not correct. Arbeitgericht, or you can say labor court, is not for the traffic accidents. It's only for the cases which are related to your working environment, working culture. So note to your personal problems with your neighbors and neighbor cost and etc. The correct answer, the correct option is this. If your boss has dismissed you illegally, then you can go to the labor court. So the next question is, welches Gericht ist Deutschland bei Konflikten in der Arbeitswelt zuständig? Which court actually in Germany is responsible if you have some conflicts, some problem in Arbeitswelt, in working culture, working environment, working world? So which court is for that? We have already seen it's Arbeitsgericht, your labor court, you can say. Note Amtgericht mean district court, the court of your local Gemeinde, or you can say city court. Strafgericht is a criminal court, it's a different kind of court. Familiengericht is family court. All are different, but Arbeitswelt, Arbeitsgericht. Let's move to the next question. So our next question is, wann kommt es in Deutschland zu einem Prozess vor Gericht? When does a case, actually in Germany, if we have some proceedings in a court, this term is known as process. If there are some hearings or some proceedings going on, so when actually a case comes in front of court, which is called process, when jemand so eine andere Religion übertritt, when he or she is übertreten is to converted to other religion. No, it is your right. Religion Freiheit is there. You can convert to another religion. You will not be sued for that. There will be no case on you. Ein Straftat begangen hat und angeklagt wird. If he has begun mean to commit, is a past form of that. If you had Straftat, if you have done some crime, if you have committed some crime, Straftat, you have some crime, und angeklagt wird, and you have been found guilty for that, anklagen, accused or charged, and you have been charged for that, then your hearing will come in front of the court, your case will come in the front of the court, and hearings or proceedings will be there. This option is correct. Eine andere Meinung as the Regierung vertreten, when I have a is vertreten is a basic form which is used to represent. When I represent a different opinion as compared to the government, Regierung, then like there could be a case against me in the court. This option is not correct. You have Meinungsfreiheit. Sein Auto falsch geparkt hat und es abgeschleppt wird. When you have parked your car in a wrong manner and it is being like towed or pulled away, abschleppen, to tow, to pull, and it is being like pulled by some government authority, then you will get some Geldstrafe, you will get some fine for that, but there will be no case against you in the court. Only option is correct, that if you have committed some crime and you have been found guilty for that, then there could be a case against you in the court. So our next question is, was macht eine Chauffeur in Deutschland? Chauffeur, okay, Chauffeur is a jury. I will try to explain this term. Maybe you already know that Chauffeur means jury. Jury person or jury man or women is a term which is used those persons which are actually not, they have not taken the education of law, they are not judge or even not lawyer, but actually they are for some other profession. But if any judge of any court demands the local community or the state that I need some help from some jury person, I want to make a jury, I want to make a bench for that, then these persons which are known as Chauffeur, who are not in the direction of law, they have not studied law or some other thing, but they have been like selected from the local community as a Chauffeur or Chauffin. Then they help the judge to inquire the case. Then they help them in the proceedings of the case. They never give the final decision. Final decision or res spaghessen, to give the final decision, is the duty of the judge, male or female judge. But shofe, jury normally is a term which is used to you can see the help. They are not lawyers, they are not judges, they are not formal, like they haven't studied or practiced even law, but they are a common persons from any other profession, but they are being selected from the local community as a jury person. So was macht my ein shofe, was exactly does a jury person? Entscheidet mit Richter, Richterinnen über Schuld und Strafe. Richter is judge, male or female, so they decide together with judge. They are not legally allowed to take decision by themselves. So entscheidet with, they take decision with the help of or with judge über Schuld, go over if somebody is guilty and what would be the punishment, Strafe. So they helped actually the judge. This option is correct. Give Bürgerinnen Rechtlichen Rat. They give some legal advice. Rat is advice. Rechtlichen is legal. They give legal advice to the citizens. They cannot. It's a duty of either Rechtsanwalt, lawyer, to give them advice. Shofe, like this juryman is not in the direction of like she hasn't studied law, so he or she cannot give the legal advice to the citizens. Stellt Urkunde aus stellen means to issue. They issue some certificates. This option is also not correct. It's a duty of local community or some other institutes. Verteidigen, then Angeklagte, they actually defend. Verteidigen is to defend. They defend the accused person. Like if there is a person who's been found guilty and then you are fighting a case for him or her, but it's the duty of lawyer, Rechtsanwalt, to defend his client or her client. But Shofe, like as I told you, he's not a lawyer or judge, even has not studied law, so he cannot fight a case for his or her client. So the correct option is decide with judge and about the if some person is found guilty and about the punishments. So our next question is, where can Girish Schofen in Deutschland werden? Who can be a jury person in court? Who could be that person? Alle in Deutschland geboren Einwohnerinnen über 18 Jahre. Actually there is a limit. You should be of some age, which is 24 and 70. Like all those who are living in Germany, this option is not correct. There is some basic rules. You should be a German citizen, number one. Number two, you should be at least of 24 year of age or greater and 70 or lesser. In between 24 and 70 and German nationality. This option is correct. Alle Personen, die seit mindestens 5 Jahren in Deutschland leben? No. This option is not correct. Maybe they are not German anymore, or even they are not older than 24. These are the basic limitations. Nur Personen mit einem abgeschlossenen Jurastudium. Those who have studied the degree of law, Jura, law degree, only they could be Gerichtshofe, jurymen. This I have already told you. You don't need any formal law education to be a jury person. Basic requirements: you should be a German citizen and you should be older than 24 and younger than 70. Then you could be a Gerichtshofe or you could be a jury person. Our next question is, ein Gerichtshofe in Deutschland ist. Who is actually Gerichtshofe? Der Stellvertreterin des Staat Oberhaupt. He is actually a Stellvertreter is representative. Vertretung is to represent. Vertreter is to represent. So he is a representator or he is a deputy or junior of head of the city. Stadt City Oberhaupt, city chef. You can say Überbürgermeister or city mayor. This option is not correct. Ein ehrenamtlicher Richter, ehrenamtliche Richterin. He is a volunteer judge. Ehrenamtlich is volunteer. He is a volunteer judge, man or a lady, or man or a woman. So, but this option is not correct even. Gerichtshofe has no formal education of law, so he couldn't be a volunteer judge. It is not possible. Even if we have volunteer judge, they should have formal education. Ein Mitglied eines Gemeinderat. Actually, he is a member of local council. Simple is that. He is a member of any local council, local community, and then he could be a Gericht Chauffé. Eine Person, die Jura studiert hat, any person who has studied law, but this option is not correct. We have already seen this. Okay, wer berät in Deutschland Personen bei Rechtsfragen und vertritt sie vor Gericht? Who is the person in Germany who actually who give the advice to the people when they have some legal questions, Rechtsfragen, legal questions, and vertritt is to represent, and they vertreten, and represent them in the court, fight for them. This is the duty of Rechtsanwalt or Rechtsanwaltin. This is the duty of lawyer. So actually lawyer are the persons who have formal education of law, and they can give people legal advices and even take their cases and fight for them, represent them in court. Richter is a judge to give the decision. Chauffé is a jury person. Staatsanwalt is a public prosecutor. Actually he is for the public cases only. He is not a private lawyer. He normally represents government, or when somebody don't have doesn't have, for example, any lawyer, then maybe public prosecutor can help them. But anyhow, it's a duty of lawyer, Rechtsanwaltin, then they can answer the legal questions of people and fight for them in the court, represent them in the court. Our next question is, was is die Arbeit ein Richterin in Deutschland? What is the duty of any judge in Germany? Deutschland regieren to govern the Germany. No, it is a duty of German government. Rechtsprechung, to speak law, always speak the truth, always speak the law. It is the duty. Pläne erstellen, that to plan something, draw some plans. Gesetze erlassen, erlassen mean to issue, to pass some laws. It is a duty of Bundesrat. Even planning is from the state and some planning departments. The only duty of Richter, which is from judicial, judicative, is to Rechtsprechung, is to speak the law. Our next question is, was ist die Hauptaufgabe eines Richters, einer Richterin in Deutschland? What is the main task of a judge in Germany? Vertritt Bürger und Bürgerinnen vor einem Gericht. He represents citizens in court. It is a duty of like lawyer, Rechtsanwalt. It's not a duty of Richter. Arbeitet an einem Gericht und spricht Urteile. He work at a court. He or she works at the court and spricht Urteile and gives the judgments. Speak the judgments. This Urteile is judgment and give the judgment. This is the duty of any judge. And that Gesetze, he changed the law, he amends the law. This is the duty of Bundestag and Bundesrat. Betreut Jugendliche vor Gericht, that he attends the youngsters, only youngsters in the court for Gericht. He attends the where we have young courts for young people who are underage as well. This we will see in upcoming question. But he never represent the youngster in the court, but his duty, he is a part of the court, he works in the court and give the decisions. So the last question of this video: wie nennt man in Deutschland ein Verfahren für einen Gericht? How in Germany there is a term for proceedings in the court. If we have proceedings in the court, there is a technical term for that. We have already seen this is known as process, protocol, procedure, program. These are also protocol is also a legal term. Procedure could be program, anyhow is not a legal term. So but this we have already seen, that any proceeding in the German court is known as process. This option is correct. So friends, this was the last question of this video number 2 for part number 3. 2 more videos are left for this part number 3, and then we will jump to the part number 4, which is about religious and intercultural activities in Germany, and this part will have 1 video. So total we have 3 videos more, and then we will be done with basic 300 journal questions for your Einberufung test. So friends, kindly like our video, subscribe our channel. If you are new on our channel, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, and even share it in your friend circle as well. Along with this, I will also like to add one other point. As some of our YouTube viewers have suggested us that we should have a Patreon account. If you don't know about Patreon, actually Patreon is a membership platform which is for the business support of YouTubers, content creators and bloggers which are uploading their stuff. And if their viewers want to support them with as low as $1 or €1, then they can become their Patreon and can make a pledge with them that they give them €1 per month or even more amount more than that. So keeping in view those suggestions, we have created our Patreon account. In the description of this video you will find a link of our Patreon account. So if you want to contribute in our efforts, if you want to contribute some money as low as €1, you can also contribute more amount or lesser amount, or even if you don't want to contribute, it's also fine. So if you want to get information of our Patreon account, you can get it information in the description of this video. Like with this Patreon account, it will really help us to come out with some great stuff for you for some more future projects. So friends, this was everything for this video. I hope you are doing great. If you have any query, any question regarding this video or the previous videos, you can put in the comment section. We will try to answer that. And then till the next video, we will say you very good luck for your iron test preparation. Bye.